Hi everyone, it's Suey here. Today I'm going to do another original tag to celebrate my birthday this month. My actual birthday, not my BookTube birthday, which was last month. This month is a big one for me, so I figured I couldn't go leaving it unacknowledged. As much as I kind of cringe to acknowledge it, I also want to acknowledge it. It's kind of weird when you get old. It's like you want to say, look, I survived this many years and I have experienced a lot of things and I can't believe how fast time flies, but it's also a little scary to admit to how old you are. There's a lot of things about turning old that just makes your brain go crazy. So anyway, I just figured maybe I could turn getting older into something more fun by doing some sort of celebration on the BookTube channel here. I've got a couple other videos planned, but the first one I want to do is this original tag called the Big 6-0 Book Tag. Yes, I just gave away how old I will be turning this month. So we're going to do a Big 6-0 tag in order to bring some fun into getting older, shall we say. This tag is similar to the tag I did for my BookTube anniversary celebration last month, which is kind of a number themed. This one is has a little bit of a 6 number theme. So I have 6 prompts. Some of them have stuff to do with 6 and some of them just have stuff to do with years and age and stuff like that. You'll see. Hopefully it will make sense. Number 1, a comfort read you will never outgrow. For me, I've got 2 of them that I talk about a lot because they are comfort reads and they are classic books that are just always there for you. And for me, that is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery and Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Both books that I would consider a YA-ish category, even though this was way before YA, of course. Books that I will never outgrow, books that are comfort reads, books that I can reread over and over again, and that I always feel something more every time I read them. So yes, those are the 2 for me on this one. Number 2 is a book published in the decade you were born. So this is for anyone, whatever decade you were born. You don't have to give away your year or anything, but you're going to give away your decade that you were born. What is a popular book, or any book, I guess, doesn't have to necessarily be popular, that was published in the decade you were born? For me, I will go ahead and let you know that this is published the very year I was born, and it is a very popular book, so I couldn't help but choose this one, which is Dune by Frank Herbert. Is that his name? Yes. Published the year I was born, 1965. In a future video, I will be talking more about some books that were published this year as one of my celebration videos, okay? I would love to know what book you pick for all the different decades you guys were born in. Number 3, what is a book so good you would give it 6 stars? 6 stars in a 5-star system. A book that is better than the system allows. There's so many for me that I could do for this one, but the one that came to mind first is Project Hail Mary, which I finally read last year. I know I'm a little bit slow to that one, but boy, that is a good book and so much fun and has all the things. Excitement and adventure and feels and laughs and cries and anxieties and edge of your seat and everything. So Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Okay, number 4. Your favorite book from each of your 6 most read genres. So I actually went to Storygraph, where it keeps track of all your stuff, and you've got these little graphs and everything to see if what it thought was my 6 most read genres is what I thought was my 6 most read genres. And it is pretty right, I think. I think it's figured me out. Here's my 6 most read genres, first of all. YA contemporary romance, literary fiction. I know that's a very broad genre, but I think we all know what we're talking about with that one, right? Memoirs, which is sort of a newish, most read genre, probably because I do lots of audiobooks when I'm driving. Classics, historical fiction, and science fiction fantasy. So if I was to try and pick a favorite book from each of these genres, it's very difficult. Let me just tell you what popped into my mind when I was trying to figure this all out. YA contemporary romance is, I love so many books, but one of the ones I love to promote and talk about is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. This is a book that when I read it, I just felt so connected to it, and I was so into the story and the characters, and I'd never heard of it, and I don't ever hear anybody talking about it that much. So I like to promote it. We did read it for book club. I can't remember what my book club friends thought of it. One of my favorite books ever. So I decided to share that one for that genre. Literary fiction, oh gosh, so many. I kind of went back and looked at my past list of favorites and chose one from there, and that is Bel Canto by Anne Patchett. This is that story about the hostage takeover of the opera star and a bunch of people that were at the opera and how they all bond and connect, and it's just everyone's story during that whole crisis. A memoir, one of my favorite memoirs that I've recently listened to is We Were Dreamers by Simu Liu, the star of the Seven Rings movie, and he's a Ken in Barbie, and he stars in that show on Netflix, Kim's Convenience, and he's awesome. And I loved his story. A favorite classic is Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I read this one for the first time in 9th grade, and so we dissected it deeply for our English class and watched the adaptation that was popular at the time then, and I just really, really loved it. The French Revolution, two guys that look alike, and one guy is sort of the Henri dude, and he ends up being this amazing hero of that whole story. Historical fiction. I again looked back on sort of a past list and wanted to share Catherine by Anya Seton. This has always been one of my all-time favorite books too. One that I forget about because it's so far back in my past. But I really love this one. It's about, I can't even remember the guy's name, but it's his wife, Catherine. They are kind of the royalty that started the current line of kings and queens in England. Anyway, it's a crazy, good, intense romance love story. I don't know how much of what the stuff in that book is really true to the story, but really awesome romance. And finally, science fiction and fantasy, and I just decided to choose The Lord of the Rings by Tolkien, because why not? The book that all other fantasies are sort of created after, but I do love a lot of fantasies, and so I don't know. But I just feel like that's kind of the top of the whole stack, right? Okay, that was all number 4 prompt. Then we have number 5, a book you knew you would love before you even opened it. This is a book where you have a sixth sense. I decided to choose a recent book for this one, Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. I knew I was going to love that book, and I did. It was exactly what I expected. A really cozy fall feeling YA romance. And number 6, the last one, a book you would recommend to the next generation of readers. And so for this one, I will end with a book I use all the time in all of my prompts, which is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I hope the next generation continues to read this one. He is celebrating the 20th anniversary of this book this year. And so he's been doing all kinds of things and all kinds of promotions and new versions of the book and everything. And I feel like that book is still going strong after 20 years. So let's hope that it keeps doing this and that it will truly become a classic and the future generations will keep reading it. I really hope that will be true for that book. So there you go, the Big 60 book tag. To celebrate my birthday this month, I hope you do it. I will tag a bunch of friends and booktubers in the description. So if you get a chance to do this one, it's fast and easy-ish. I would love to have you jump on the wagon. Hopefully we'll manage to do some of those other videos that I've been thinking about doing for the birthday celebration. And hopefully you will look forward to seeing what I have to say there. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.